Hi, Bob Petruska here. I'm thrilled to share with you something we did that was really awesome with a group of people from the Charlotte, Mecklenburg area. We visited TE Connectivity to see three centers of excellence in action. The first was tiered accountability. And Jenna Christenberry nailed it when she asked our question, have you ever had difficulty communicating across all levels in an organization? And she really got our attention, and they explained the system, and we got to go to the Gemba and see exactly what was going on. There is a report out with the highlights coming up soon. Also, there were two other areas of excellence that we reviewed, and the other was a rattlesnake hunt led by Al Dada, as you can see his picture here. And there's Jana giving her opening address, and Brian Nui also provided some context about their poll system. So I hope you will enjoy the presentation that we've created for you. You can see just how much fun and how riveting this event was. I was particularly impressed with the QCPC, which is looking at turnbacks, and by using data that the operators catch themselves, they decide when it's time to do a Kaizen in what area to do. So very, very impressed. I hope you will enjoy. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to hear from you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Diego Miller.
Deborah Phelps.
All right. And I'm Jeff Atchison. Tiered accountability and a communication system that led from the floor up to upper management. Really neat system they had established. Tier 1 starting at the floor technician level, an ability for them to get together with their team leaders and share their, I guess, issues and things there. From there, they had the Tier 2 meetings with the, sounds like manufacturing engineers, the quality section leaders, and then also the kind of supervisors for those specific process areas, where again anything that needed to bubble up from Tier 1 was addressed and brought up at the Tier 2 discussion level. They had a Tier 3 level for those groups that seemed like they couldn't, Jan mentioned like her group, she has several quality people that are each area, so she can't go to every one, so there's a Tier 3 level, kind of intermediate level that allows her to get an update from her quality folks, or maybe even continuous improvement guys and stuff like that. And then Tier 4 was where the plant staff really came together. Really kind of updating Al, and everything again would bubble up, so that really some issues and things that were being brought up there. Something that we brought up was really a total commitment at all levels. You know, Jana brought up that this was something that Al really saw as being a big benefit and drove, and so having that commitment, you could tell it was out there from upper management. You know, they allow the time for their technicians and everybody in these groups to come and have these meetings. You know, these meetings are bringing in all those people and allowing them to communicate, be a part of this communication system that they're involved with. You know, they start these meetings at 8 o'clock, and I think by 9:30 they're done. They're through their tiers, and everything's been bubbled up that needs to be bubbled up. And so that was pretty impressive, we thought, to have that type of communication system done in, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours. Really the rest of the day left for improvements and making things that need to be addressed. So.
What about across? Are there any cross communication type of meetings with other departments or teams? Does that play any part in your industry?
Well, that's kind of what the Tier 3 is.
Tier 3.
Where I meet with my quality group,
Yeah.
and we talk about across the functions within quality. Brian has his the planners, they meet as the Tier 3.
Do you meet with Brian?
We do in Tier 4.
Right, at Tier 4.
So it's Tier 3 would be the department manager with their subordinates that have attended all of the Tier 2s. So their information from the Tier 2s are combined there. And then, so the manager for that department that's at the Tier 3, then when they go to Tier 4, can share what they've gotten from their department, which again has been gathered from across all the Tier 2s. So it is up and across, up and down and across.
And it would work for us. It would work for us very well because our Tier 1 would be our business units, our customers, with our consultants, and then we would build from there.
How do you measure this tiered accountability and effectiveness? From a communication standpoint, how do you believe that it makes you more effective? not believe, how do you measure?
Let me answer it for you, because he's asking if we were to put it into play. So the way it does for us is you see it immediately, and it's twofold. So it's A, you see it immediately from what's wrong to what we're going to improve. They've got an L and a W, winning, losing. And their L's right now are very strong. So they're working on it. And I called that out when we were at the one board, and I think it was tier 2 we were at. Because I was very concerned, because how do you motivate people when you're seeing all these red L's as opposed to the green W's? But she explained it, and by the time we got to tier 4, we could see it. We could all see it right there. And then the other piece that Jeff spoke to, just to elaborate just a bit, which was so what we need, is a recognition immediately. Telling those people what they've done right. And you said it very well, when you're in our business, when you're doing what we're doing at our levels, and you see all that negativity, you see all what has the impacts, what do we need to correct, what are we not in compliance with the government. All of a sudden you see immediately, and that's why we spoke to possibly switching it. You had a very good point, putting the positive on the left-hand side, so when they walk up, you get to see Judy Smith made the difference today. John Frontinalia, he did it today, and he did it big time. And it is, it's all levels, it's who's been recognized, who has made the difference. I thought it was awesome, I really did.
You know, the other thing I would add to that too is I measure the success obviously on metrics, you know, across the board, how's the plant doing, but also in the quality of the communication that happens at each one of these meetings. When we first started out, you know, there was, you know, there'd be some digs at one another, you know, well, I missed my metric, but, you know, I didn't have the components, you know. But that's all changed now. And now it's much more just, hey, I didn't have the components, Joe, what can you do about that? When do you think I can get them? And the communication is just a lot better, it's a lot freer, and I think that's another measure of success.